Good morning. This is your Festive Tech Calendar. Hi, I'm Adam Jackson, and as ever, we're joined by my colleague, Amy Boyd. Hi, Amy. How's it going?
Hey Adam, hi everyone. Yeah, all good, thank you. Another Tuesday, another festive jumper. It's a
Oh,
treat.
yeah. Oh, yeah, more about that in a moment. And for those of you that are joining us for the first time, this is the Festive Tech Calendar weekly review show. So, Festive Tech Calendar is a month-long surprises from our technical community. There's content for developers, there's content for IT professionals, there's well-being content, there's bits of festive fun in there as well. And every day, you get 3 or 4 different items revealed, and in a few moments we'll actually find out what today's festive reveals are. But before we do that, just to mention the website I can't even say it. festivetechcalendar.com is the place to go every day at 10 a.m. GMT. So check your, that is UTC, that's London time. And there'll always be a reveal 7 days a week, even at weekends. And all of the contributions have come from the wonderful technical community. Some of them, like ourselves, have come from folks at Microsoft, but most of them have come from people around the world that are just really passionate about technology. So, Amy, should we have a look and see what today's reveal is? I'm really
Yeah.
excited about this one, particularly the
So,
well-being one. Shall we see what it is?
yeah, let's take a look.
Wow, look at that. Are you ready?
Uh, yeah, just gonna start doing some yoga now. This is live. No, but also spotted because obviously I knew the one in the middle was going to happen today. But I love that we're using terraforming as a verb. I appreciate that. That was an interesting one.
Yeah, that's a new one to me. It really is. And also got the fantastic Matt Lacey as well, who's put forward a great article on Visual Studio extensions this morning. So, please do check out the Festive Tech Calendar website. We'll just bring that up on screen for you, festivetechcalendar.com. This website has been put together by 2 wonderful people from the Microsoft MVP community. That's Gregor Suti and Richard Hooper. And as you can see on there, every day there is a different reveal. And here we are, day 15. Click on that. I don't know if you can hear the jingle bells that I can hear on my side. I don't know if I have audio switched on, but it does play a little tune when you open each box. And there you can see wonderful picture there as well.
Yeah.
You can see. So you can check those out. And actually, we are actually going to show the festive yoga at the
Oh
end of
my
today's
goodness.
show as well. Yeah, I know. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. But look, before all of that, we have got some absolutely amazing people from our community who are joining us now. Shall we meet them, Amy? Shall we meet
Yeah,
them? Shall we bring them
let's
in?
bring our community members in and see what they've been reading from Festive Tech Calendar.
Okay, so here we go. So good morning, oh good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are. I'm been told not to refer to times of day, but it is morning for all of us who are in the UK. And thanks for joining us. So let's meet you both. I'm sure that many people in our technical community already know who you are, but let's do a couple of quick introductions. And first of all, we'll go to Jessie.
Hi, so I'm Jessie. I'm a Senior Power Platform Consultant at Altius. I recently became an MVP about 14 days ago now, so on the 1st of December. So I'm incredibly new to the MVP community. So, really happy to be here. And yeah, I have a YouTube channel called Jessie's Power Channel where I post weekly videos on all parts of the Power Platform, so Power BI, Power Apps, Power Automate. And yeah, I'm really happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
And Jessie, congratulations on your recent MVP award. I think you received that just at the start of this month.
Yeah, that's right.
And complete surprise as well. You were just telling us before we went on air.
No, I wasn't even realizing it was the first of the month and I should be checking or anything. So yeah, I think I screamed when I saw the email. So like, what?
Wonderful. Well, that very, very well deserved. And actually, we'll maybe take a quick look at some of your videos later on, because obviously you made a contribution to the Festive Tech calendar as well. So we'll have a look at that in a bit.
Fantastic. And so, yeah, huge well done, Jessie. Very, very well deserved. Over to a gentleman who does not need to be introduced, to Pete. Me and Pete have been working together a few times this month. It's been a busy last couple of months, hasn't it? But Pete, can you introduce yourself for us?
Hi, I'm Pete Gallagher. I'm an IoT developer and an Azure MVP. I still count myself as a new MVP, but nowhere near as Jessie. So congratulations. It's fantastic. It's amazing seeing new people come in all the time. It's really cool. So welcome.
Amazing. And Pete, you've been in the Festive Tech calendar this week, right?
Yeah. Was I in it twice if you count the whole week? I think I was. I think I was at the start of the week and the end of the week, actually. A robot. I think it came into last week's, actually, did it? Either way, yeah. And then we did, me and Jonathan Relf and Liam Gulliver did a Santa letter scanner using cognitive services. So that was good fun, that was.
Yeah,
they put work into that, to be fair. So I kind of turned up and asked a load of stupid questions. So it was really good.
I love like the whiteboarding element of it. I was like, it feels really like what you have to do, right, when you're starting to think about the solution you're going to build in Azure. So I really appreciated it. And obviously, letter analysis, AI, everything we love about the topic.
Absolutely. That whiteboard needs auto Azure icon insertion when you create something like that. That'd be really cool.
Brilliant. But and Pete, what you've been up to all sorts this week, right? Was it this week? It was within the last week that we did the Cloud Skills Show with Adam as well. So we are used to this environment at this point. How do you think that went? Where can people go find it actually?
Yeah, there should be a link on for Adam there, but it's on YouTube. You can catch up on the is it the MS Dev UK YouTube channel? And go catch up on there. But that was amazing, and thank you for coming along to that, Amy, as well. It was really a really powerful message. It was all about IoT for good, and we were just trying to get over the message that you can use things like IoT and hands-on mechanical learning is really powerful. So yeah, it was really good to get that message across. And girls are amazing as well.
This is amazing. You're even promoting my live stream without me prompting you to. This is fantastic. No, if you want to check that out, actually, I have to say, Pete did all of the hard work for that show. It was wonderful to just come on and push the buttons and just have a chat with people and not really have to worry about what all of the different things are that we were doing. But yes, you can have a look. The recording is on that website that's on screen right now, and do check it out, because the really magical thing about that particular show is just the wonderful people from the community doing IoT for good. I think that's what made it really special to hear about. Not just, oh, this is something really cool that you can do, but actually here's how you can change someone's life.
In retrospect, I kind of wish I'd called it IoT and AI for good, because it was a mixed bag message that we were really trying to get across there, which is why I wanted Amy involved, but I think it would have made the title a bit too long. And anyway, your background's IoT, isn't it, Amy? So
yeah, no, I think you have to dabble across them. I think it's very usual to see the two come like sister technologies, aren't they, in some senses? Powerful together, which is great.
Absolutely.
So Jessie, you also made a contribution to the Festive Tech calendar, and I think that was actually last week. So I think we actually revealed it on this show 1 week ago, and that was actually part of your YouTube channel. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that content?
Yeah, I can. So that's the mixed reality YouTube video, and essentially it's a way of using mixed reality within a Power App. So I kind of walk you through first a bit of a demo in terms of how it works, and then I actually go completely from kind of scratch and actually building it up and showing you exactly how you can create it yourself. So it's a demo, but it's also almost like a little bit of a workshop, because you can see all the different components that build it up. And I provide the resources as well. So you've got kind of various links and kind of the files. But it's completely from start to finish how we can get that object. So there should be something that appears in a second now, if I remember correctly. Yep, so I've just put this chair in the room, and essentially kind of walking around it, seeing how it would look. And yeah, I mean, I don't know about the rest of everyone on the call, but I've seen mixed reality pop up a lot more now, kind of in places like IKEA or kind of different furniture shops. Or yeah, has anyone else seen mixed reality around?
I've seen some really cool applications for mixed reality recently. I mean, I know that our everyone's favorite fruits-based mobile phone maker is, certainly they sell their own products using their own IoT technology. So they sell you a phone that has the LiDAR scanner on it, and then you can use that to show you how that new Macintosh computer is going to work on your table or something like that. I love it. It's so ingenious, honestly. And then I think the other cool thing that I saw, which was maybe a bit more sort of outside the house, and it's actually a bit of an old demo, but someone did a journey round Waitrose with mixed reality, and it's sort of they'd done their shopping list, and it was like, right, they're going to make a curry, so here's this is like the way to the chicken, and it would like put the thing on the floor, and then it's like, okay, now you need to buy like the curry spices, and it would like take you around there, and it would point to you where it is. And I just think, wow, I mean, I don't know about everyone else, but it seems to me like every time I go to the supermarket, they change the layout anyway. So even just to do my regular shopping, I'd probably quite appreciate that.
Yeah, I was quite interested in like Pokemon Go and those kind of games when they first came out. So to think that I could basically create Pokemon Go in Power Apps with very little coding and out of the box solutions, I think it's very fascinating.
Yeah, I think.
I think that's the bit of it that always shocks me, when it's like, that's not that you've had to write like thousands of lines of code, right? That is a Power App. Like for me, like that's super impressive, because then it just means that there's no limit to those who think of the ideas to at least go start building, and then Power Platforms will win as like the citizen developer and the pro developer kind of working together then to get it into production. It's very impressive.
Yeah, I mean, the opportunities there are really huge, and I think especially right now, there's some limitations on what we can necessarily do in the real world. So, if you were a retailer or someone that would normally do maybe like home visits to, show your customers something, is there a way that you can do that safely using a Power App, and actually you don't need to know how to code? So that could be open to a lot more small businesses instead of just the big players. So I think that's what really brings it alive.
Yeah, that's right.
Microsoft did one as well, where you could put bits of an Azure data center in your house, and there was like edge servers that you could kind of put an edge server and see how big they were and stuff like that. But the one I like the most is from another search provider, the multicolored one, where you can search for animals, and then you can view in AR, and you can place like a tiger in your room and walk around the tiger. I've not seen that. It's dead cool. Just search for tiger on that other platform, and you'll see that. It's dead cool.
That's amazing. Gosh, yeah. Speaking of which, then, Pete, over to you. What has been some of your festive tech calendar highlights this week? Obviously, including your own.
Yeah, well, excluding my own, actually. I mean, when Adam asked me to come on here, I thought I'd better go back over it. And I spent literally an hour going through all of them and trying to figure out which was the best. There's so many good ones. But I settled on Holly Lehman and Isadora Katanich's session on the Head in the Cloud, Heart in the Community, which was driven by their community spirit and bringing people together and trying to humanize IT. And one of the quotes that they had in there was find your passion and find your strengths and create the solution, which I thought was really powerful. And I mean, on top of all of that, their matching blue sparkly dresses were amazing as well. But the session itself is fantastic, so I do recommend you go and watch that.
Well, that is
awesome.
very sparkly.
And
Yeah,
Holly's got a matching one as well, so yeah, it's fantastic.
So that was yesterday, day 14 of Festive Tech Calendar. So if you go to the website festivetechcalendar.com and click on day 14, you'll find the link to that YouTube video. And you know what, Isadora and Holly do so much for the community, and I know that Isadora was in the last 2 of these shows as well. So I feel like we should have had her on today just to see if she had any more Christmas jumpers in stock, because seems to be a different one in every video at the moment. So there we go. There's Holly as well. So do watch that website. Do watch that video. It's an absolutely wonderful contribution to the calendar.
Oh, that's so good. And also it's inspired me now, because I was a bit sad this festive season. Obviously we're staying indoors a little bit more than we would be in the past, but I do love a festive celebration with the team and stuff like that. And so actually I think that's inspired me to maybe dress up a little bit more, because why not? Like, if anything, it's easier, right? I don't need to worry about getting cold or my feet hurting or anything like that. So thank you for the inspiration to Isadora and Holly.
That's absolutely amazing. And Jessie, is there anything that's particularly? I know it's really difficult, the amount of content. I'm thinking we're halfway through 3 pieces of content a day. That's a lot to look through. So I don't think anyone's expecting that everyone knows everything. But there was anything that you particularly noticed that you really liked from the calendar?
There's Rory's video. So his website, Power Apps for Kids, which I think is an amazing initiative. So yeah, just the fact that, we can use the Power Platform and teach children, this doesn't have to be something that only adults do, I think is an amazing initiative. And he's made it really fun. He's got like a festive application in there. He's got creating a piano to play. He's got noughts and crosses. He's got games. He's got Hangman. And yeah, I think it's a pretty amazing website to check out and have a look through his content.
So that was from the 2nd of December. Really cool day as well. And obviously for Power Platform fans, you also have the wonderful Donna Sarker that day as well, with her well-being article, which you must check out. But there is the Power Apps for Kids video. As I say, find it on festivetechcalendar.com, day 2. Rory is doing a fantastic job. I mean, he has really taken a lot of in-person activity and brought that online, and that's really important. He does a lot of work with Microsoft Reactor to reach kids, and it's all about that low code, no code. So you don't need to be able to code to start building with Power Apps, and you can really do amazing things. So do check out those videos. Cool. Do you know what? I'm looking at the stuff that's coming up over the next few days, and I am massively excited. We are at the halfway point almost right now, but there is still way more to come. I mean, maybe before we take a look at the well-being content for today in more detail with Amy, I'd love to hear from both of you. Just what are your plans to actually relax over the Christmas break? Because I think we've all thought a lot about learning. We've all thought a lot about how can we do more? We've been working from home. It's been difficult for that work-life balance. So a big part of Festive Tech Calendar is about that well-being. So how are you taking time to think about that? I'm going to go to Pete first, because I know that you've been working very hard, and we keep asking you to appear on these videos. So maybe we can start by giving you a little week or 2 off.
This is the easiest thing I get asked to do, the most enjoyable. So I've been telling clients that I'm finishing on Friday straight Monday. I've got some little bits of work to do over the weekend, but I'll be finishing on Monday. I know, speaking to some of the advocates, certainly in the US, they finished already on the 10th. I think they finished, and they don't come back until the 4th. So that'd be an amazing time to have off, and they literally shut down. But I think just telling people you aren't working is the main thing you can do. And then I've got loads of stuff planned with the kids. I bought the new micro bit, the one with the sound and everything in there. So I intend to have a play with that with my daughter and just sit and playing Lego with her. And she loves doing that. So the younger one, she'll come in and get involved in that and probably get screamed at when she moves things that ought not to be moved. But so it can end in arguments. But yeah, definitely. I don't intend to come back till the 4th of January if I can help it.
That sounds wonderful. What about you, Jessie?
So a lot of my fun revolves around like food and what I'm going to make next, and especially, you know, this time of year where I'm not at Christmas markets and I'm not out as much as, you know, we'd all love to be, I'm sure. So yeah, we made mulled wine recently. That was really nice. I've got a plan to make donuts, which I don't know if anyone's made, but there's quite a few steps involved. I like baking as well. And actually we've got kind of, you know, Christmas obviously isn't the same this year with the number of people that we can have, etc. So yeah, we're just trying to think of ways to kind of stretch out Christmas as long as possible. Maybe have a couple of Christmas meals, even if it's just me and my husband at home. So yeah, that's the plan. Food.
That sounds wonderful. Do you know what? Actually, I've just thought. I mean, last week we had Seasons of Serverless on here, and their all of their stuff is about food. And last week was the longest kebab, and I think they've just published the solution to that. So that is ak.ms/seasons of serverless. But I've just noticed that today is or yesterday is a big barbecue. So and that's from our team in Latin America. So that sounds tasty already. It's not even lunchtime. So, and I'm thinking about food, but there's some wonderful stuff in there for all sorts of people to learn about serverless and also learn about food. I was like, there's a wonderful recipe in there, and there's actually stuff for everyone. So if you if you're a vegetarian or vegan, there's also recipes in there that everyone can follow. But do check that out as well. It's a bit of fun that we featured last week. Amy, I'm gonna put you on the spot now and ask you: do you have a favorite bit of content that you've seen in the last few days?
I was looking through, I was doing my research, just as Pete said, it takes a little bit longer, and it's also catching up with a few of them as well. Loads and loads of great content. So do go look at the whole set of content whenever you can. But December the 11th was a strong day for lighting up your home, basically, with different forms of technology and also, and I guess, not just lighting them up in the sense of lights, but lighting them up in sense of empathy or learning or well-being content as well. So do get a chance to watch Miri. Miri looks super festive as well, and in her video about empathy. It looks like a great one. I haven't quite finished it, so I'm going to finish that over lunch, I think, today. Martin Woodward did a great piece around putting his Christmas tree up and lighting it up with GitHub Actions. An absolute treat of a watch. So thank you, Martin, for providing that. We had Mark talking a bit about the creative side of coding. And then Jan, I've not had a chance to look at this one yet, but he also had powering up your home office lights, but using Power Platform. So it just shows like so many different technologies that you can use to control different assets in your house or become more festive. So yeah, in general, I thought December the 11th was a very strong day for lighting specifically, but also one of the other ones I wanted to call out was Veronica. Veronica did some great content on bots. I was saying just before this call, I'm quite into bots at the moment. She was talking a bit about personal assistants, and one of the bits that caught my eye was the skills usage data. So she went through and just showed what were the top skills and the things that people use personal assistants for. And I do always think that's fascinating. I sometimes think I use my personal assistants as like a glorified timer in my kitchen, but it's a very, very good timer, that is. But it's, yeah, she really brought up some interesting kind of data as well as showing an incredible live demo. So do definitely check out Veronica's stuff. And then last but not least, a great Ask Me Anything. There was a couple of really good Ask Me Anythings last week. But Chloe Condon and Scott Hanselman, it is a treat to watch. It was an exciting one where they talked a lot about different types of tech, and it really, to me, just kind of got to that point that sharing stories or things that you've built or things that you've looked into buying. It was a bit like that IoT call. Like, I learned so much from just listening to other people and started Googling all sorts of different learning classes or devices and hardware that you could buy. And this was a similar kind of approach with the Ask Me Anything. So I highly recommend watching that one as well.
I may have asked 1 or 2 questions in that stream.
Yes, I think I saw that you did. I was watching it on the Facebook post of it, and I was it's good to see, like, everyone interacting, great feedback. Avocados were spoken about. It was a treat. So, just going to leave that one dangling there. Why were avocados spoken about?
And are they a fruit or a veg? I see.
That one shocked me. Yeah, that really shocked me. It's definitely worth a watch.
Forget the future of .NET. It's all about whether an avocado is a fruit or a veg.
I know.
It's the world we're living in. Do you know what? That was such a wonderful show, and and please do watch it. And actually, if you watch the video, we did have a little technical failure, which was actually I wouldn't say it was caused by me, but it certainly occurred on my side. And so when we came back, I'm not sure if they knew they were on air, but thankfully they didn't swear, so it was clean all the way through, and really great fun as well. And what a wonderful pair they make as a live streaming combo. I think we need to see that again, actually, Chloe Condon and Scott Hanselman. So it's obviously a thing that we need to create. Do you know what? Such a wonderful overview. I love a pun. So from December the 9th, you'll learn Azure Monitor Log Analytics. It should have been you'll learn Azure Monitor Festive Log Analytics, or you'll. Sorry.
Chocolate log. I don't know.
Chocolate. Yeah. I have to say, I am disappointed that there aren't that many puns. I can see some of the other content coming later in the month, and I'm going to have to send an email to everyone else that's contributing, say you need to up your game with your naming, because Chris Gill's done a really cool job there. But actually, the content is top notch as well. So do check that out on the 9th of December, and and of course the Ask Me Anythings as well. So as well as the Scott Hanselman and Chloe Condon Ask Me Anything, there is a wonderful Ask Me Anything on Azure migration as well, which was from that day as well, the 9th of December. So loads and loads of wonderful content to talk through.
The DigiGirl one, Adam, was awesome. For Amy may have seen that one, the AI classes. That was a fantastic one.
Yes.
On top of that.
What day was
that was December the 10th, Thursday, December the 10th. That was
Thursday, December the 10th.
Yeah, that's well worth. Look, that's a blog post, but it's a link to a whole heap of AI classes specifically to get girls and young adults into AI. It's fantastic.
Yeah, that one I found a really like a while ago. It was much earlier this year. I did an interesting YouTube video somewhere on walking through the AI Minecraft class that's for anyone really, and really entertaining. But there was so much more. That was just like the first one. You're like a Minecraft agent. You wander through the world. You solve challenges, but these challenges teach you about AI. And obviously they're friendly for children, but they're also quite just good fun. But then there's just all sorts of different stuff in here as well. So if you're looking your children are interested in tech, this is a really interesting one to get them kind of even deeper into machine learning and AI as well. So I definitely thought it was a good one to include in there, just to share a little bit of some of the resources I'd found.
Yeah, I love that one. It's really nice. All sorts of cool content. Right. So in the interest of time, shall we talk a little bit about today? We did see that we've got 3 wonderful pieces of content today, but I want to talk a little bit about the well-being content. First of all, let's just quickly recap that there are the 3 pieces of content. So that is a Festive introduction to Visual Studio extensions with Matt Lacey. Also on the technical side, we have where is it? I've lost the day. I've lost the day.
Terraforming.
There we go. Terraforming. There we go. Yes. So that's Terraforming with GitHub Actions by Ned Bellavance. So those videos are now live on the Festive Tech Calendar website. But we have a very special festive yoga for everyone today, and so we are going to show that in a moment. We're going to say our goodbyes before that, and then play that. Just going to ask to our panelists, who's tried yoga before? Anyone done that before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My wife's got a mat, and she'll sit there doing the downward facing dog and things like that, and the kids just come and jump on her.
But did you know that you can do yoga just at your desk, or you can just stand up briefly, and it's really going to help with your posture?
Can you really?
You can. Well, hopefully you're going to find out in a minute. So we have this wonderful video, and that video was brought to us by Amy and also Anna Fear, who is part of our marketing team at Microsoft UK. So really looking forward to that. But before we show that, I just want to say thank you. Huge thank you to you, Jessie and Pete, for appearing on today's show. Great to see you again. Jessie, congratulations again on your MVP award. Massively well deserved. You do need to check out Jessie's videos, and of course check out Pete's stuff as well. He's doing loads of live streaming. I think he did 2 live streams over the weekend. I don't know how many this week. You need a break. You need a break.
I'm looking forward to a break. You'll probably just invite me back on here again, though. So I need to tell you.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna like we're gonna put you on the list. Like, no.
Like you said, this is the fun one, right? Because we don't have to prepare anything, don't have to do a demo. It's just a chat. I love it. It's great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, they're always the most fun ones, aren't they? So I am trying to find the video for today, and we will play that in a moment.
Well, Adam finds it. Yeah, let's elaborate a little bit. So the festive yoga element. So I was very lucky to be connected with our amazing events team here at Microsoft, and I just remember we've done it a lot within the advocacy team when we meet up and we're sitting down a lot and we're learning and stuff like that. Sometimes you just gotta like shake yourself off a little bit, and and it's just a really, really exciting element. Give it a go. We had a bit of fun, myself and Anna, and we hope you enjoy it.
Let's see that video. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Hi everyone, welcome to this Festive Tech Calendar Wellbeing session where we're going to do a little bit of festive yoga. My name's Amy Boyd. I'm a cloud advocate at Microsoft, and I'm really lucky to be joined by Anna Fia. Anna, could you introduce yourself?
Hello everybody, I'm Anna and I'm the developer audience lead in the UK, and first disclaimer of the session, I am not an actual yoga instructor.
Fantastic. Yeah, speaking of disclaimers, we have a small health advisory. We're doing this for a little bit of fun and to stretch ourselves out, but yeah, let's take a look at that. Okay, so what we want to do is we were thinking we're always sitting at home in front of our laptops doing lots of conference calls and events. And one of the things is we're just sitting down a lot. And so what we want to do is we want you to get on your feet, follow along and kind of stretch out to make yourself feel really good and ready to do some more work. So Anna, what are we going to do in the session? Can you give a quick summary?
Yes, okay, so we're going to start with a little bit of breathing, just to try and get everybody relaxed and making sure you have a nice neutral spine and your shoulders are relaxed and everyone can feel calm going into this session. We're then going to work through 4 very simple stretches that you can do. You could do them sat at your desk, but as Amy said, it would be really nice to kind of get up and stand up and just relax out a little bit and get away from the desks for a little while. And then finally, we just need to do a little bit of whatever feels right. People can stretch, people can not stretch, people can yawn if you want to, whatever you want. So when you're ready, Amy, I can start walking you through one of your first ever Tech Festive yoga sessions.
This is fantastic. Okay, cool. I'm going to step away from my laptop here in a very awkward position that I stand in, and we are going to go ahead and feel free to follow along. Feel free to pause the video, reuse it afterwards. This is all just for you to be able to quickly stretch out so we can all get back to work creating amazing things. So yeah, Anna, take it away.
Awesome, cool. So, Amy, as you're standing there, I want to make sure that you can't actually see my legs here, but you've got your nice neutral hips and you've got your feet about hip width apart. I don't want you to start with just rolling your shoulders back, so you've got a nice neutral spine. If you see from the side here, I'm not hunched forward or arching back. And then as we're standing with our hips width apart, we're just going to breathe in and out for a little. We're going to go in for a count of 4, hold for a count of 2, and then out for a count of 4. And we're going to do that 4 times. So if you breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4, stop and hold, 1, 2, out, 1, 2, 3, 4, in, 1, 2, 3, 4, stop and hold, 2, out for 4, 2, 3, 4, 2 more, in for 4, 2, 3, stop and hold, out for 4, in for 4, stop and hold, out for 4. And hopefully now you should just be feeling a little bit more centered. Hopefully your spine is feeling nice and relaxed and no one's feeling out of puff. And what we're going to start is just focusing on our necks. So we're going to do a very simple yes and no movement. And we're going to do each one twice. So we're going to start with basically nodding our heads to say yes. So what we're going to do is bring your head down to your chin. And again, keeping a nice neutral spine. You don't want to be hunching over. And we're just going to hold our necks down here for a count of 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I want you to look up to the ceiling, and do be careful of your backs and necks here. Try and look up as high as you can without arching your back. Keep a nice flat back. But again, if you have a sore back, don't go back too far at all. And just count for 10 here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Slowly back down with your chin to chest. Hold for 10. And back up to the ceiling, looking up. Be careful not to go back too far. Fabulous. And bring your head back to the center. Now we're going to shake our heads like we were saying no, so we're going to do exactly the same thing to the left, to the right, and holding for a count of 10. So if you start looking over your left shoulder, and again, keeping a neutral spine, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Gently move your head round to your right, over your right shoulder. And back over to your left shoulder, nice and slowly. And finally back over to your right shoulder. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Brilliant. Now bring your head back to neutral, and we did a gentle one of these at the beginning just to get your spine in a central location, but we're just going to do some shoulder rolls. So before you start doing these, I'm going to turn my back to you for a second, and if you can see it, you really want to try and bring your shoulder blades together at the back. Really think about bringing them in as far as you can so you get full range of mobility. So we're going to do 4 backwards, and then we're going to do 4 forwards. So Amy, if you want to follow along, we'll start with going backwards first. So shrug your shoulders all the way up, pinch your shoulder blades together at the back, bring them forward and back to neutral. And then we're going to shrug up again, pinch your shoulders at the back, bring everything back to neutral, and then we go back into a shrug, pinch your shoulder blades at the back, back down into neutral, and the last one going forwards, shrug up, shoulder blades together, and back to neutral. And now we're basically going to do the exact same thing in reverse. So now you pinch your shoulder blades together first, come up into a shrug, and then back down. Same again, and you can start bringing your arms out if that feels better for you. So if your shoulders are quite tight, might help with mobility slightly. Just pinch your shoulder blades together, back into a shrug, and to neutral. And the last one, shoulder blades together, shrug, and back to neutral. Oh, I always feel good about that. Okay, so now our final stretch that we're going to go into is just going up and over. So depending on where you are, if you're sat at your desk, you can just put your arms above your head. If I take a step back, you can see my hands. And you just want to interlace your fingers together, and then you're going to lean from one side to the other. If you are standing up, you can go a little bit further with this, and you can put your hands together above your head, release your index fingers, and then you can really bring your hips into this stretch and lean your hips to the left and to the right as we're going through. So I'm going to do the slightly gentler version, but if you feel quite supple, then you can try and bring your hips into it as well. So just extend your hands above your head, interlace your fingers above your head, and then we're going to lean over to the left, and we're going to hold it for a count of 10. Again, try not to arch your back whilst you're doing this. You want to keep your back nice and flat. So we're going to hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In one movement, come up into neutral and over to your right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And back up and over. Try and keep your arms in line with your ears so you're not pulling your spine forward or back. And then we're going to come up and finally back over to your right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fabulous. Just release your arms down and you can do whatever feels right. You could walk your legs up and down a little bit, just get some blood movement there because we're focused a lot on the top of the spine. You could start thinking about doing some twists if you wanted to at all, so just very simply moving around from one side to another. Try and release some of those vertebrae a little bit. And there's a few more intense things you could do if you were sat on the floor and kind of using your arms to pull you around a little bit. But that's basically it, Amy. That's a little 101 of doing some desk stretches. We could try and go into something a bit more fancy, but it might be dangerous with Christmas trees so close to us.
That's fantastic. I was going to say now, so it is quite early here as we're recording this. This is the start of our day. It has made me feel, much more kind of loose and ready. Even just the breathing at the start, right, just settles you down, ready for a work day. So thank you so much, Anna. It's been an absolute pleasure to take us through that. For everyone who's watching at home, please do use these kinds of stretches. As I said, it could really help as we're all sitting in front of our laptops a lot. Thank you to Gregor and Richard for having us as part of the Festive Tech Calendar, and we hope to see you again soon.
Thanks, guys.